In the wake of his high school graduation, he swiftly tied the knot with his longtime sweetheart, only to plunge headfirst into military service. But the narrative took an unexpected turn even before he completed his basic training. A letter arrived, bearing the bitter news of his wife's departure. The weight of that revelation altered his outlook profoundly. How does one muster motivation when the very foundation of their world crumbles irreparably, leaving them powerless? Disillusioned and disheartened, he found himself unable to summon the will to proceed, resulting in his expulsion from the military ranks mere weeks later. It wasn't a matter of insubordination per se. Rather, the system deemed him incompatible, opting for a discharge over the futile exercise of discipline. Returning to his humble abode, his father secured him a position for the second shift at a chainsaw manufacturing plant. The pay wasn't anything to write home about, but it sufficed to keep his parents from nagging him incessantly. During the intervals between work and sleep, his pastime often revolved around drowning his sorrows in alcohol. Finding someone willing to purchase a case of beer for him wasn't a Herculean task. A few dollars slipped into the right hands ensured a swift transaction. This routine persisted for several months until he took a plunge into foolishness. The peculiar aspect of foolish acts is that one instance suffices to change everything. One evening, while parked by the beach, guzzling his preferred poison, an absurd idea dawned on him: to swim out into the depths and meet his demise beneath the waves. In his intoxicated state, the notion seemed rational. The prospect of nobody lamenting his absence held a twisted allure. The thought of his ex-wife mourning his demise oddly appealed to him. In a nutshell, he embarked on that ill-fated swim. Initially, the water was placid, the waves gentle, a stark contrast to the turmoil within him. However, inebriated and fatigued from venturing further than his sober self would dare, he found himself struggling. Gasping for air, he inadvertently ingested salt water, triggering a bout of vomiting and exacerbating his predicament. With each retch, staying afloat became an arduous task. Eventually, he succumbed to the depths. Initially, agony seared through his lungs as he struggled for air, but as darkness enveloped him, the pain ebbed away. Transfixed, he observed his descent from a vantage point above, a sensation of bliss washing over him. A radiant light beckoned, its warmth and benevolence palpable. Drawing closer, he discerned a figure within the luminosity, an angelic presence. Communicating wordlessly, the angel guided him towards the light, enveloping him in an unprecedented serenity. Aware of his lifeless corporeal form below, he harbored no desire to return. The luminous realm embraced him, a realm beyond earthly comprehension. Attempting to articulate the experience to the uninitiated proved futile. An angel urged departure, hinting at revelations awaiting. Suppressing his curiosity, he acquiesced, and hand in hand, they ventured forth from the light. Descending through a yawning tunnel resonating with anguished cries, they reached a vast pit, where scenes of torment unfolded. Shielded from harm, he bore witness to the harrowing spectacle, his presence merely that of an observer in this realm of suffering. Dread seized him as the dim outlines drew nearer, injecting a blend of fear and expectation of forsakenness. The putrid aroma of the underworld defied description, surpassing any earthly stench. He implored the angel for deliverance, and together they soared swiftly toward the brilliance. It was there that she elucidated the repercussions of terrestrial deeds and unveiled an alternative course to pursue. Once more, under the angel's guidance, he approached the pearly gates of paradise. Struck by the absence of St. Peter, he sought clarification on the criteria for entry. Reassured by the angel that only the deserving gained admittance, he dared to attempt passage. Yet, an unseen barrier thwarted his endeavor. With a chuckle, the angel elucidated how the gates discerned their visitors. Puzzled by their presence if entry was denied, he sought explanation. The angel revealed impending visitors, his maternal grandparents, unmistakable from fond memories of youth. They radiated joy, appearing far younger than in earthly recollections. Accompanied by an uncle and two cousins, warm embraces were exchanged, evoking a profound sense of family love akin to that experienced in the celestial light. Amidst conversation, they expressed delight at his presence and eagerly awaited his eventual return. His grandmother recounted her encounter with Jesus, recounting his compassion. Like the transcendent moment in the light, he yearned to linger in this utopian embrace, despite yet to cross that heavenly threshold. Eventually, the angels signaled their departure. Farewells were exchanged, and he grasped the angel's hand as they returned to brilliance. There, the angel delivered a solemn message. You've glimpsed the realms that await, and the choice lies with you. Confront your earthly trials and determine your destiny. Heaven and hell beckon. Now return and choose your path. Awakening on the shoreline with no memory of his arrival left him bewildered, the vivid memory enduring nearly a decade. Initially dismissing it as mere fantasy, he embarked on a transformative journey. Embracing sobriety, remarrying, embracing regular worship, and striving to tread the righteous path became his endeavors. Despite sharing this profound encounter with kin, friends, and the clergy, interpretations diverged. While some dismissed it as a figment of imagination, the clergy emphasized divine mysteries. Remarkably, amidst fears of ridicule, none labeled him as delusional, finding solace within his community. To those recounting this tale, reassurance was offered that judgment held no sway in this discourse. Gratitude was extended for the courage to share such a personal journey, eagerly awaiting the perspectives of viewers. Encouragement was extended to engage in dialogue in the comments section, fostering a sense of kinship and empathy. Signing off with wishes for safety and blessings until the next exchange of shared experiences.